Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So today, our group will present IRIS, Appreciating Innovation Reviving Islamic Scholars. So the main purpose of IRIS is that we want to make Muslim scholars learning easier. So why is Muslim scholars learning is always overlooked? Because it lack of nurturing. It doesn't fascinate students and it doesn't reflect their interests. So the most common problem about Muslim scholars learning is that it is too academic based. It has wordy textbooks and references, and it has less graphic. And moving on to our solution.
Today, we bring to you our solution, introducing to you IRIS. What is so special about IRIS? 3 reasons. First, IRIS is a fun and interactive learning tool. It's a boredom buster when the traditional approach of learning does not work on you. Second, IRIS offers a new approach to an insight of Islamic scholars. It gives a general idea that is sufficient enough to spark the player's interest to learn. And last, IRIS is age-friendly. Starting from 10 years old, everyone can play. Rules are simple. When it comes to bridging generational gaps, IRIS doesn't disappoint. Moving on, IRIS main objective. In the best case scenario, IRIS aim to increase global awareness and appreciation towards Muslim scholars' contribution in its own charming and interactive fun way. We want to rekindle the legendary Islamic Golden Age era, spirit and motivation among society. Now next, let's talk about what's in the market. IRIS is similar to these games and materials shown, but uniquely, IRIS is the first board game aimed to aid in the learning process about Islamic scholars, and this is where it signified IRIS's identity.
So from our research, all of our responses agree that board game will make Muslim scholars learning more interesting and easier. They believe that a board game about Muslim scholars should be a learning tool for educational institution. And so, these are the suggested teaching aid that could help the study of Muslim scholars. And surprisingly, board game remains the highest.
IRIS's game concept and prototype design. Starting from by Al-Hikmah, players will experience the adventures of 4 Islamic scholars whose contributions in medicine have inspired so many, represented by 4 distinct colors, green, blue, yellow, and red. Players will get to know Al-Haytham, Al-Razi, Al-Zahrawi, and Ibn Sina respectively. Along the journey, players will encounter several games, discoveries, questions, and answers. In certain places, players will need to choose their preferred path. Players will end their journey once they reach the graduation cap. We also put extra efforts to make the board design visually attractive. Inspired by the concept of medicine, the symbol of medicine is put together on the board as shown on the slide for you. Now, key features in the game. We have first the wisdom card. Wisdom card allows players to learn and absorb the story of each Muslim scholars in the journey of becoming a great polymath. With the aid of visuals, players will get to remember the scholar's biography and knowledge contributions. Next in the line are the playing cards. Q&A, discoveries, and play cards is the center of excitement in the game. These cards facilitates the players to grab the knowledge and fun that IRIS offers every time they move or landed on each of the different spaces during the game. Materials of the design are of high quality. Players will be able to use all of their 5 senses because IRIS as a board game allows them to interact with each other during the game.
So moving on to our target customers. So we target to sell our board game to the educational institution itself for learning purpose, and for family institution to promote family time together, and the common public so that both young and old can play. Our promotion strategy is that we want to collaborate with bookstores such as Books Access and MPH, museums and libraries such as Islamic Art Museum and social influencers. And we also want to put it in the campaign such as school visits, university open day and expo. And to promote more, we want to put it in our social media, in our email, Facebook and Instagram. And this is the overview of the IRIS pricing. So we want to sell it at the 79 ringgit and 90 cent with a profit margin of 20%. And at the global market itself, we can see that there is actually 7.14% of market growth of 2021. So there is actually an increasing demand for board games.
Future plans for IRIS include improvisation, involving production with different themes and languages. We believe IRIS holds a bright future for the society once it becomes a must-have childhood game in the upcoming years. We believe these future plans could create a generation who appreciate and get inspired to become like the Muslim scholars and bring about a change to the world once they grow older and become adults. In the next few seconds, I invite all of you to watch our pre-testimonial video. Do enjoy.
Yes.
Sangat.
Tarikh lahir dan sumbangan.
Nak fokus waktu kelas, tu adalah masalah utama. Oh, menariklah juga kot. Saya tak pernah pula main berkaitan dengan sejarah.
Was because they give me a lot of details about all those four scholars. Ya, semestinya sebab game ni sangat best.
That's all from us, appreciating innovation, reviving Islamic scholars. Remember us, IRIS. Thank you.